Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm super excited because today we got the first part of My Little Pony restoration. I'm super excited to restore all of my new G4 ponies, and we split this video in two parts, and this is the first part. So I would say we're gonna get started with the first ponies, of course. I will definitely start with this big Twilight, and I'm going to brush out her mane with some water and some conditioner, and I really hope I can get her mane really pretty again so she looks brand new.
Ist das nicht ein Wunder? Jetzt bin ich Prinzessin.
So guys, here we got Twilight. I really love her. We started to brush out her tail, of course. This was the hardest because the tail is sadly polypurpline, so that means the tail is frizzy because she's quite old. That's really annoying, but I can change that like I always say. But we just brushed her tail out in some small sections, and we did that for quite some time. And when I did that, I also watched the new Netflix series Boots. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good show, and I really could recommend it. It's so good in my opinion. But we just brushed out her tail. This was a super fun process, and we also put some water on the comb to make sure we get all the knots out. It was a really hard process, and I always had the fear that I will rip out her tail, but gladly I did not, and she actually turned out so amazing. So we just did that. It was a super chill time. I really was so excited to restore this Twilight because she's so big, and it was so fun to do so. Such a really good process, and I really can't wait to restore all of my other big My Little Ponies. She's my tallest My Little Pony, but she was so fun. I really love her gimmick that she has, and she talks and she moves. She's so cool. Really love this Twilight. But we just brushed out her tail, as I said, and then it looked like this. I really love the results. It turned out super good. And now it is time to brush out her mane, of course. But of course, I also need to straighten this tail with a hair straightener and some water. But I will show you this later when I also did her mane. So now it's time to brush out Twilight's mane. This was super easy because, as I said, she has nylon hair, which is so soft and super easy to manage. And I'm so sad that they stopped using nylon hair on the ponies. I really missed this time. They were so high quality, and the mane was so soft. You could actually play with them and the mane would not get frizzy. I missed this time when they were so high quality. I really hope when they come back with My Little Pony G6 that they will use nylon again, but I know for a fact it's definitely going to be poly. It's sad, but it is what it is. And now you can see how good her mane looks. And now it is just time to straighten her tail, of course. So what we did is I just make the tail wet a little bit with some water to make sure I do not fry the hair off, because when you do it with dry hair and use a hot hair straightener, the hair will just fry off. So I made it wet, of course, and then we started to use the hair straightener. As you can see, we got over the hair multiple times with the hair straightener, and in between straightening and all of that, you need to brush out the tail so it doesn't get knotted and all of that. So we did that. The tail turned out super soft. Really like the results, but you can really see I took the straightener and straightened it multiple times, and then I used the comb again to make sure it is super soft. And when we did that, she looked absolutely amazing. You can see right here how good she looks, and so amazing. I did this multiple times on different videos, but you can see her tail looks so amazing, and also her mane is so amazing, and her tail, I don't know, I just talk too much that I forget what I'm saying, but she looks so cute. Now it's time to wash some small ponies. I did wash Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Sweetie Swirl, Shadow, and Twilight Sparkle. It's her name Shadow. I think her name is Tempest Shadow. Oh god, I talk so much that I forgot all their names, and I speak in Ribbleish. I don't really know, but I started with Twilight, so I just shampooed her hair and her tail, of course, and I made sure her body's clean because these ponies were so dirty. They had so much dust in their hair and so many disgusting things. So I really made sure that they're all clean. I also, of course, did Pinkie Pie. She was actually the easiest. Her hair was such in good condition. Also, her tail. Now it's time for Rainbow Dash. She was also a really easy pony. She's so cute. Really love to have a regular sized Rainbow Dash now. She's so adorable, and her hair and her tail is super soft, and she was actually so easy to clean. But then we also had a pony that was actually super hard to restore, which was Applejack. Her hair was full of dust and you really couldn't get out. There were so many disgusting things in her mane and tail, and it looked like it was mold, but it wasn't mold, it was just dust. But now we also did Sweetie Swirl. We make them all so clean. She's actually one of my favorite ponies. She's so stunning. Tempest Shadow was so hard to do, but I think she actually turned out amazing. Her hair and her tail was super frizzy. I hate this so much, and it's also short, so it's even harder to get the hair straightener on the hair, but we did it kind of, and she actually turned out pretty okay, I think. Now it was time to wash out the shampoo of the ponies. They were all super clean, but I did have a rough time with Applejack, and to restore her was super hard. But the other ponies were pretty easy, except Tempest Shadow and Applejack, but they're also pretty now. Then I started to use some conditioner on Twilight, and I was searching for my comb in this clip, but I finally found it. And then it was time to brush out Twilight's mane. Was actually pretty easy, but her tail was a bit frizzy. I think her mane is definitely nylon, and then her tail was polypropylene, and it was a bit frizzy at the end, but not that bad that I said, oh, I need to straighten it. It was pretty much okay, but actually overall she was pretty much easy to restore. And then when we did Twilight Sparkle, it was time to move on to the next pony and to put some conditioner in their mane. Now I decided to do Sweetie Swirl. She was one of the easiest one to restore, and she's actually one of my favorites. I think this pony is so gorgeous. Really love her color theme. I also did use some conditioner on her and made sure everything is in her hair and her mane, I mean, and her tail. So we did that, and then we started also to brush out the hair with a comb, of course, and I actually decided to leave in the conditioner for this pony. Every single pony has still a conditioner in their hair because I think it makes the hair even softer. Even when they're older, I always like to do that so their hair doesn't get as frizzy with over time when I let the conditioner in, if you know what I mean. But we just brushed out Sweetie Swirl. She was actually super easy to do, and then it was also time to move on to the next pony. Now it is time for Pinkie Pie. She was actually the easiest one to restore. She was so good and such good condition. Her mane was so soft, and also her tail was so soft, and she actually was super clean. She had no knots in her hair, so it was pretty easy to restore her. She's such a pretty pony. Really love Pinkie Pie. Definitely one of my favorite ponies and favorite My Little Pony characters. She's so adorable. I also did the same process with all the other ponies with her, and then it was also time to move on to the next pony, of course. Then it was time for Rainbow Dash. She absolutely looks so stunning. I brushed out the shampoo out of her hair, and then we also started to use some conditioner, of course, like we did with all the other ponies. Really love this Rainbow Dash. The mane and the tail is in such good condition, so we just used a comb as well and started to brush out her mane, of course, and that was actually also super easy. I love the ponies with the nylon hair. I really am so afraid of the next part because all of these ponies actually have polypropylene hair, so I'm kind of afraid of that. So need to see how we're going to do that, but we just did this Rainbow Dash and also her tail. Super easy process. And when we did that, it was also time, you guessed it right, to move on to the next pony. Next pony is Applejack. She was actually the hardest to do. You can really see the dust in her hair. It is so gross, and it was so hard to get it out. Maybe I need to use a smaller comb to get all of this out, but I ended up picking out the dust step by step with my hands, which was pretty disgusting, but I couldn't find another way to do it. So we just did that and we started to brush out her mane. And I also washed it multiple times to get all of the dust out. She was actually the hardest to do, but her mane was super soft. She also had nylon, I think, in her mane and tail, but I'm not pretty sure. But it was actually super soft, but you could really see the dust. Now it's time to do Tempest Shadow. Really love this pony. Such a pretty pony, in my opinion. Really love her storyline in the movie, but she was so hard to do. The mane is so frizzy. It was so bad, and the hair is also pretty short, but for what we had, I think I did a pretty good job restoring her. She looks actually pretty good for what she was. Her mane is still frizzy, but I don't really know. I couldn't get the straightener on her hair really good because of her ears, but I did made a pretty good job in my opinion. But we basically just did that and we brushed her mane out. We did the process with all the other ponies, just with another step. We did wash out the conditioner with her because I wanted to use the straightener on her, and she had quite a lot of conditioner in her hair, and I don't think if that was a good idea, but I did it anyways. So we just brushed her hair in the right position, and then we started to straighten the tail. And when we straightened the tail, it was so clear that her tail would turn out amazing, which I absolutely loved. And when we stopped using the hair straightener, we used a comb to make sure everything is getting smooth, of course. And then it was also time to use the straightener again. Of course, we need to do it multiple times to get the tail really pretty. And then it was finally time to move on to the mane. Was a super hard process to get the hair in the mohawk style that she actually has, but it was super fun to do, honestly. Really love how she turned out. She's not the prettiest, like she turned out the best, but she absolutely is so stunning in my opinion, and I did the best that I could, so I really love her. So now I got them all here on a towel. I'm really excited to style their hair now, which we will do in a second. I started with Sweetie Swear because I didn't want to do much with her. I just wanted her hair to be down and delicious. So we did that. I brushed her hair down, and at first I thought I would do some curls, but then I decided against this and I just did curls on Pinkie Pie. But I then decided to brush her hair down, as I said, and I started to put it behind her legs to give a sort of a tiny curl at the end. So we did that. She really turned out super cute, and I also just wrapped her tail around her legs to give her a curl in her tail, which was so cute at the end because her name is also Sweetie Swirl. So this is really cute. Honestly, you can really see how I did that. And then it was time to move on to the next pony, of course. Now it was time for Pinkie Pie. For Pinkie Pie, I did my favorite curl method, which would be the straw method. So I just brushed her in the position I would like it to be. So the pony part in the front, like the bangs in the front, like she has in the show. And then I put the other part on the other side to have like this cute look that she has in the show. I put in some straws, as I said. Then it was time to do Twilight Sparkle. And for Pinkie Pie, I need to say, if you want to see the whole process with the straw method, I posted so many videos where I used this method if you want to see it. But for Twilight, I searched for some hairstyle ideas and I found one on TikTok. If I find the video still, I will link it in the description, but it was a super cute tutorial. You basically just need to put her hair in the front of her, like you brush all the hair to her face, and when you did that, you need to secure it with a rubber band, like a ponytail in the front basically, and then you flip the whole ponytail in the back again to give her sort of a bangs effect. And in this hairstyle particularly, it is so cool because she actually gets the hairstyle that she has in the show. Like she has her bangs and then she has her kind of shorter hair in the side, and it curls like to the front, which is so cool, and you can actually see it how it looks then, like just like in the show, which I really love. I mean, the rubber bands are annoying, but You could actually glue it down, but I'm not gonna do that. So I just used some rubber bands, but she actually turned out so pretty. Really like her results. She's such a cute pony. Because of the update, my iPhone didn't record the process of Rainbow Dash, but she looked so cool. I just put her hair in the front actually, and then I just stuck it down sort of, and then I put it in the back sort of to give her this Banks look. You can really see how I did it, like how it looks. You just put it in the front and then you swirl it around and put it behind her neck basically, and then you got this really cute rainbow dash look. So Applejack was actually kind of hard to do. I did wanted to give her bangs that she has on the show, but I did not do her ponytail basically with the bow inside, so I skipped that. But I just put her in the front as I showed you right here, and then I also just put the other bang sections behind her ears to give her this really cute look, as you can see here, and the rubber band actually plopped, and then her bangs were really not pretty again. As I said, I don't really know how to explain it, but I did it like that, and she actually looks pretty cute. Now they all just really need to dry. You can really see how cute they all look. I really love all of their results. They're so beautiful. Here we got Twilight. I don't really know if I'm a fan of her results. I couldn't find a way to style her like she has in the show, but she looks pretty cute regardless, and she does have a really pretty tail now, and I really like this pony. Then here we got Pinkie Pie. I really love her results. Really think she looks kind of show accurate with this hairstyle. It's super cute on this side, so I will display her like this, but then on the other side it looks a bit funky, but that is okay honestly. Then here we got Sweetie Swirl. She absolutely turned out amazing. So cute. Her mane is so soft and her tail is so curly. And she looks so pretty from both sides. She's such a pretty pony. I really love her. Then here we got Applejack. She looks so cute. Really love the bang effect that I gave her with this hairstyle. And from the other side, she looks also so cute. Kind of looks like a blowout hairstyle, which I really love. But then from this side, it looks like she has bangs, which I really love. Then here we got Rainbow Dash. I really love Rainbow Dash results. I think she looks so show accurate, kind of. I put her mane to the side and gave her some sort of bangs, and I really love how she turned out actually, and I really love also how her tail turned out. It is super soft. Really love her results. And then here we got Tempest Shadow. She turned out so amazing. I straightened her hair and it turned out so good. You can really see it is still frizzy, but it looks much better and much more movie accurate. And her tail actually turned out amazing. So I am super happy with her results. I also really love the results of my big Twilight. She's so pretty. Her mane turned out amazing, and she looks so cute. And her tail also looks so cool. And she still works, and she's such a pretty pony. So here they are all restored. They look so cute. Pinky can't really see because she has her hair in front of her face. Need to fix that, but they all turned out so amazing, and I got so many ponies to restore, so there will be so many parts. I said there would be two, but probably so much more. But it is so fun to restore all of these ponies. A spoiler for the next part, there will be a Celestia, this one right here, in this restoration. But for today, that was it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to check me out on my other social media accounts, Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for some motion. And yeah, guys, have a beautiful day. Bye.